Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Chemda, tomorrow, I want everybody to know to meet us at the Silent Trailers private production meeting. Silent Trailers, it's the greatest game show ever made, of course. New York Times verified. Chemda, who doesn't know movies, knows even less about actors and actresses. It's almost criminal. It's kind of, I don't know what words you can say nowadays in 2022. It's
smart, intelligent.
The opposite of all of that. And so she watches a movie trailer on silent, describes it to us, and we have to guess what movie that is. Everybody is Tom Cruise, and to her, and it's very, very fun and exciting. This coming Saturday... Right? This coming Saturday, tomorrow, is the production meeting where you can be part of Chemda and Xerxes figuring out the movies and the categories and the whatnots.
And that's why you're not invited.
Right.
Yes.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try some tricks.
Everyone else listening is invited. You cannot come.
Get details at keithandthegirl.com/tickets. Also this week, we had a new guest on the show, Fahim Anwar. Very exciting. A lot of people loved him. Brian Ward says Fahim was a great guest. He slotted in with you guys so well that I had to double check if he had been on before. J86, yeah, get Fahim back anytime. Great guest.
He was fun, yeah.
Ceased and Desist writes, great guest. Will really look up his stand-up. Imagine being born with that name, Cease and Desist. Make sure you tell Fahim directly also. That's the point. Whatever social media platform you're on, find Keith and the Girl, link to all your favorite guests from there. Okay,
they want to hear it. Now we're about to talk to another beloved Keith and the Girl guest. Now Fahim was new, but you already love this person. You should be following her. We're introducing her in a second, but she will confirm that when you like a post, when you comment on a post of a comedian, they come. It's weird, but it's fact. And then we'll get to it. Also, we're live right now. And I'm reading the chat as we're live. We have a few people in here discussing things. And one person is waiting on the Great American Novel, Keith's autobiography. She's asking if you could sign it, which of course you will. And meanwhile, she's listening to the audiobook. And in the chat, she mentions it. Josh, a fan from years ago from our first studio, I remember, he's like, hey, did you laugh in the first 30 seconds? Keith promises that everybody laughs in the first 30 seconds of his audiobook. She said she laughed within the first 10 seconds. Oh. Boom. Boom! We're live.
Another refund we don't give.
Oh, yeah. We have these weird ideas for refunds. If you don't laugh in the first 10 seconds, we give you. Oh, my God. Take advantage of all the deals that we always have because they are. What'd you call it? Ridiculous? Is that the new word?
We don't think it through.
Okay.
Yes, but thank you. That's very kind and very fun to hear. KeithandTheGirl.com/store has the book and all that information. Chemda, I'm looking at Keith and the Girl tattoo number 155.
It's me.
It's Newsy's design of Chemda the pothead. Hot as fuck as a flower in a pot.
Oh my God, this kills me. You have no idea. I am genuinely thrilled about this. The whole image that Newsy created of me as a pothead and that it got tattooed on Sean, one of our friends, excuse me, since the pandemic has been coming to chat on a regular basis, and we know him lovingly as Sean's iPhone. But it wasn't his iPhone that got it. He got it on himself on a calf, right? He was deciding the right or the left, but I'm very lefty, like. So I think he chose the left.
Yeah, you're very lefty, right? Picture is center. That'd be a good thing. Chemda has a fucking opinion. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, in the center of your legs. I don't know if you want that tattoo there.
I'll update that today at keithandthegirl.com/tattoos. Here she is. Your favorite and ours, Courtney Maginnis. Hello, Courtney.
Oh, my God. What a pleasure to be here. Obsessed with the tattoo. Obsessed with the novel. Love it all. So happy to be back. I love you guys. Please comment that you love me. Tweet it. Instagram it. I am desperate for validation, for love, for attention. Any comedian is.
Courtney, I would pay you to wake me up with just whatever. Like, you always come in hot and warm. Does that make sense?
It does.
There's a flood of good feeling and you think you're going to drown, but you're like, no, it's Courtney. I'm going to be okay.
Like, Casey, good morning. A lamp, a chair, the sun. Here we go.
Mostly it's like, Casey, what the fuck?
Everyone needs something different.
Yeah, exactly. I like to shame him to motivate him to get out of bed. That's sort of our marriage,
Hey, we don't talk about foreplay, okay? Whatever you do is what you do.
How long has the marriage been now, officially?
Almost 3 years, baby.
3 years. The ring still shines.
Look at that thing. Look at it glisten in the ring light. Beautiful. This is my grandmother's. Rest in peace, Grandmama. We love you. It's from Zales in the 90s. Really cool. Mm-hmm.
That's hot.
Did we tell you guys that story? Casey thought that this was like an old family heirloom because he got it from my grandmother who's passed away. Right. But everyone in my family gets divorced a lot. So this is literally from the mall in like 1996. Like,
it has to come from
somewhere. Small. Yeah, exactly. He thought it was like on a ship from Ireland. Nah. Just the Fair Oaks Mall.
You could check out the podcast Courtney used to do, Narcissistas. That stopped last year, correct?
Correct, but
what?
But with the release of somebody's new album, Renaissance, we are doing a special episode recording today. Okay. Should be released next week.
And you hate this album? That's interesting, right?
Yeah, no, it's I can't even pretend. I can't even be sarcastic right now. This is the best thing to ever happen to me. Casey literally said last weekend, it's so nice to see you so happy. I am thrilled. Everything about the album, everything top to bottom. Where's the tour? Where's the visuals? I'm absolutely living. Buzz, bitch.
Does he ever, does he go, oh, new Beyonce album's out, and he plans like a week vacation with the boys?
Absolutely. I told him, so we planned a trip. We're doing comedy out in Denver last week, which was super fun. But then I found out the album dropped after we already had shows booked, after everything. I grabbed him by the collar. I said, you listen to me. This will be my weekend. Every car ride, every hotel we check into, I have to listen to this album start to finish over and over and over. And he's a great husband. He said, fine, but he has been wearing his earbuds around the house the whole week.
Just playing white noise, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, well, which is what I call old white man music.
Right.
So.
It's the feeling of a reverse surprise party. Surprise! Shut the fuck up and sit in the corner. I got work to do.
Exactly. I literally have work to do. I need to know all the words. I need to know the choreo. What are we doing? What's the energy? It's so good. Oh my God, so many bangers.
Josh is calling you yelling at Casey shame play. So that's, just what you guys are doing.
Listen, call it whatever you want. If it's deserved, it's deserved.
Now, your beautiful husband, Casey James Salengo, has the podcast, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Correct.
And the boys are discontinuing the podcast. One has a kid coming up. Another one has a neighbor that has a dog. These are weird excuses because they also now will have separate podcasts themselves. Mm-hmm. What is the real deal, Courtney? Are they not getting along, or can somebody not keep a schedule?
It's the scheduling. And I would love to, spill some tea right now. I would love to give you some behind, but it's literally, these are the three dumbest idiots I've ever met in my entire fucking life. I love them. Three of my best friends in the world. God bless, but they are so dumb. Every time we're coming home from a gig, anything, kids are, I gotta record the pod, and it's like they just can't. They're just so opposite right now that's why it's ending. Very sad, but they'll do something else.
And it looks like they're all getting shame play from you. So like a little for everybody.
Nice. Absolutely. Tell me which one of them doesn't deserve it. Hello.
Do you worry at all? Like now you have to find Casey a hobby?
Oh, well, should I do the big reveal, the big drop?
Yeah.
The new hobby is Casey and I are starting a podcast.
Holy shit.
So we really are. And they can't mess up the scheduling. I know everything he does at all moments. That's why it's going to work.
I think it is going to work. I think you're supposed to be married first and then start a podcast together. That's the math.
That's what our couples therapist said.
Right. By the way, on Monday, we did the weekly wrap-up show that we always do. Every other week, like 1 week it's Beyonce. 1 week it's Bianca, our superstar. And then the following week it's the Moros, and then back to Bianca and then the Moros. Bianca, it was very fun. She's reading a New York Times article about what we're finding in deep space. And apparently these scientists don't know. They're like, we found a pinwheel pretty thing. They really don't know what's going on. I thought that was hilarious. But also we were talking about New York and the price and the hassle and all this. And why do we live here, Courtney? Is it just our egos? And I brought up what I'm afraid is going to happen. Let me go somewhere, since because of COVID, we're doing this remotely anyway. Let me save about $60 million a month. But I'm afraid I'm going to get into some town, and when I get there, they go, oh, internet? Yeah, there's no internet here. A movie theater? No, the charm here is that you walk into anybody's house anytime you want and say hi. That's the beauty of this town.
And that's not because Keith is like a New York City, like that's the only one. I grew up here, blah, blah, blah. He came here. He's a transplant from one of those places that might still not have internet all over. Yeah. And also, what was your other thing? Like, oh, yeah, it didn't have a movie theater, did it?
It doesn't now. It doesn't have a movie theater. I wouldn't even think that. And I live on movies. I'm reading right now. This is something I would do. I'd be like, you know what? Let's go to Spain. The money I'm paying in New York City. Sure. Spain has just said that in many venues, like, let's see, shops, offices, you can't have your air conditioner lower than 27 degrees Celsius. What that means?
What is that?
80.6 degrees Fahrenheit. You can't lower your air conditioner. In America, your air conditioner probably doesn't go lower than 60.
Yes.
Theirs can't be lower than 80.
But it's 80 outside.
This is insane. That's what I would do. I save a couple bucks, and then I'm like, oh, shit. And they're like, yeah, the planet, Keith. And I'm like, you tell somebody that.
Planet, schmanet. I have a sweating problem. I need cool air.
Well, when you bring up, schmanet, then we go, oh, we haven't thought of schmanet. We thought of planet, but planet schmanet, of course.
But I mean,
so much logic.
If I have to be indoors at 80 degrees, then the world is dead. Global warming is here, and we're dead. Who cares?
Burn me up, baby. Yeah. I'm not literally just drown me. The water's rising. Fine, I'll drown. I'm not living in an 80-degree apartment. I'm so sorry. Also,
let the water rise so it can cool off.
Exactly. Who doesn't want a nice little pool of water at the base of their apartment? It's mostly the corporations. So come on, guys. Come on. Let me have some fucking air conditioning. Now, I think about this all the time. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Should I move out of the city? But no, I need, and you guys know this, I need to be surrounded by gay men at all times.
Right,
you understand?
Me too, yeah.
And so it's like, wait, I'm going to go somewhere else. Okay, there's like 3 other cities that I could go to where I could guarantee that I have one, at least I could go to another room and be like, hello, am I crazy? Is this not the best album of all time? And if I don't have that, I don't know what to do with myself.
Right.
And a lot of people talk about, in New York, the museums, the art, the dance, the culture.
Sure, but
we all have our favorite neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
And, listen to Narcissistas. You'll get to know her.
You'll get the vibe. You'll get the vibe. Yeah. That's what Will sent me. I forget what during the heat wave. My co-host Will, my best friend, he sent me Rose drowning in a Titanic, or like when all the water's rushing in, and he's like, me, because I'm never leaving Bushwick. Like, we're never leaving Bushwick. Like, this is it. I don't know what else to do. Also, I gotta be able to walk places. Y'all know I like to drink. You can't drink and drive. I need to be able to get on the train. I gotta take a bus. I gotta walk somewhere. I can't.
You want Courtney to walk it off too.
You gotta walk it off.
Yeah.
You gotta walk it off.
It does come down to that. Seriously, like, I don't want to be driving everywhere. I want to bike everywhere. I want all access. And you go to other places, there's not even any bike lanes. Now New York City has bike lanes to every single neighborhood. I'm not leaving. Thank you, Courtney. Courtney knows everything. I
fucking get it. This is my 16th year living in this city. I feel like I started doing a joke about it on stage that, like, I get it. Whatever your opinion of New York City is, I think you're right. Like, if you hate it, you think it's a pile of trash, you're correct. If it's the greatest city on earth, we're going to live forever. Also true. I get it. I get everyone's opinion, but bitch, I'm not leaving.
If you went back to your hometown, what would you find? Like, what?
Well, I mean, I grew up outside of DC, not too bad. Like, it's not too bad. Like, there's a lot of diversity, but my family's there. That is, I love them, but holy shit, no. I grew up, every member of my family lived within 30 minutes of me. That is too much. That is
New York
too much.
City, it helps you detach with love. It's like, I could love you as long as I need to rent a car or like buy a bus ticket to come see you. All right.
Exactly.
Again, fair math. This is all really good math.
God bless you guys.
My parents would say, hey, I'm 18, I have my own place. Oh, we're coming back from church, we'll stop by and say hi. I'm like, that's not out.
Exactly. I'm high. Don't come here. You know, like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God. Speaking of my parents, I grew up in Queens, right? And when I first moved out, I lived in Queens, then I lived in Manhattan, I lived in Queens again. My parents, pretty much, my mother came to see one place that I lived in. She cried and left. And they
It's the artist way.
yeah. She's like, please, anything, I'll help you out. I'll subsidize your rent. I'm like, holy shit. I'm in the fucking, like, I was in Alphabet City at the time. I'm thrilled to death. I'm rollerblading everywhere. Like, this is like, I'm like, welcome to the Taj Mahal. And my mom's like, what did I do wrong? You know? Meanwhile, I get it. The shower was literally next to the kitchen sink.
Of course.
So as soon as you get out of the shower, you're in the living room / kitchen.
Okay, but you ever turn your kitchen heat on and it's like, it's so fucking hot. Picture you're making a pot roast, but you're being cooled off at the same time as you sample the little strands.
It's called multitasking.
Don't judge where your 23-year-old lives. You know what I mean?
Like, totally.
Don't worry about it. Meet the roommate. And then if he seems all right, then like, whatever. Don't worry. She's like, I'm not telling your father you live with a man. I'm going to tell him that it's a woman. And I'm like, yeah, he's not. It's not like he's coming here. So the only other time my parents dropped by and this wasn't a drop by. I was like, Mom, come see my place. What a dumb idiot I was. That's what you are. And then a 23-year-old is marrying Dane Cook. Come see my house, Mom. I'm sure you'll be thrilled.
It's a fucking mansion.
What a dumb. Stupid.
Oh, so gross.
So yeah, it's disgusting. So then, the only other time I was living in Queens, the doorbell rings out of nowhere, and my parents don't know what I do for a living. Keith and the girl is in the second bedroom of this Queens apartment, like full studioed out, and I kind of opened the door, and I'm like, "Oh, Dad, I never said, do you want to come in?" We had an entire conversation at the door. Because I'm like, what are you doing here? And unless like we're playing vampire rules here, Dad. I know you're not coming in unless I go, want to come in? So I go, this is what you have to say. I have a phone, but okay. And I'm like, all right, good to see you. Bye. Just close the door.
I remember being in my 20s, being in Somerset, my hometown, and my mom like surprised me, and I left a beer in the bathroom. And she's using the toilet, and I remember being outside the bathroom. I'm like, oh shit! Like they don't drink, they know that's the devil, all this kind of thing.
Sure.
And so I'm like, I have to say something. So she comes out, and then I go in, and I go, Mom, you drank my beer? I thought maybe it was cute. She goes, No, I didn't. I'm like, oh great! Now I have a real fucking problem.
Yeah, now it's a problem. I have.
That's when the dementia began.
She said,
"You did it."
She tried to give herself it. She's like, I'll forget all this soon, starting now.
Now she's like, maybe I did drink the beer. My son's not going to lie to me. And now I just think, I don't know what's real. So good job, Keith.
I just had a repressed memory come out. I remember one weekend, I have an aunt and uncle that live out Long Island, and we went to like a family party out there. But at night, me and my cousin came back to my place, stayed at my place. I was like hooking up with the guy at the time. He slept over. I remember my dad called me and he's like, I'm downstairs. And in my head, I was like, it's 8 a.m., but it was probably like noon. And they were just like wanted to say bye to me. And so I made the guy hide under a bunch of blankets. And I remember my dad coming up and just staring at the blankets and being like, all right, I'll see you. And his fucking Southern accent, like, all right, I'll see you later. And I was like, I thought you would stay downstairs. But he never said anything. So
You know what? That's smart. What are you gonna say? Are
I
you
would
a
have
dum
dropped
dum?
something.
Yeah.
I would have found it insulting. I would have dropped something on the bed on the way out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would have been like, oh, this is the electrician. What? I was 23-year-old, huge slut party girl. Times have changed.
Are you a thief? Sorry. Bye.
Hiding under. Oh my God!
The
And
blanket. What was I thinking?
you weren't. And your
I wasn't.
father, what he was thinking. I imagine what he's thinking is, I don't want to talk about this.
Exactly. Irish Catholic. He's not saying shit.
But plus, like, it's like, what are we gonna talk about? The best case scenario. He did the best case scenario, but like. Another person, if there's any sense of humor and whatever, I would pretend to go sit like, oh, what a great couch. This must be one of those modern couches that, like, you know,
it's like an art piece.
Yes. And then just wait for you to flip out and watch your face.
I was literally like looking probably I don't like don't look over there. Bye, Dad.
I guess you're the only one here because I don't see anybody else. All right, make your bed, you fucking idiot.
Literally, exactly. Oh, so embarrassing. I really repressed that. When you guys started talking, I was like, oh yeah, that was horrible. I was in a dark place in my mind.
What's funny is we are talking about around the time that we're 23, and we did mention that Dane Cook is 50 years old, marrying a longtime girlfriend at 23. And, you know, people are like, she's a full-grown adult. Yes, we're full-grown adults. We're paying our rent. We're paying our bills. But, like, listen to what we just did. We think a towel will cut, like, you're lucky you didn't ask him to hide behind like a lamp or something stupid like that.
I know, exactly.
We're fast in other ways. Like we can move faster physically, but like thinking, it hasn't clicked fully in.
No, it's not fair that your mind and your body never really truly match up. You know what I mean? It's fucked up.
I'm very wise. Ouch.
Exactly. You should be hot as fuck at like 50, you know? Right. That's when you're like, you've got so much experience. You should just be banging body, like so beautiful.
Yeah, your knees should heal. Your hips should like be more bendy. You should be more flexible at 60.
Oh my God.
You should want to go to the post office and not have to use stamps.com. Anyway, here we are. Stamps.com.
Wow. Every time with the plugs, just killing it.
Thank you. I like what I like. Stamps.com is your 24/7 post office. You can access it from anywhere. Stop shipping the hard way. Skip the headache with Stamps.com. Now, this is interesting because Stamps.com says to us, hey, Keith and the girl, don't shit on the post office. We actually work together. But they wrote down skip the headache. Okay, for those of you who love headaches, because it's good to feel, it takes away the pain of the knees, because you're more focused. There's still the post office. That's for you. They don't go, wait a minute, aren't you a Stamps.com customer? Get out of here. No, it's your right as an American to use the post office. That can't
until 5.
Until 5. Yes. Or 4:45 if they lock the doors because nobody checks on them. So anyway. But you also, if you want to do it from your home, I'm going to throw out this word conveniently, but I don't know. Words always change meaning. Conveniently from your own home, you can use stamps.com like we do, okay? Discounts you can't find anywhere else. 30% off USPS, 86% off UPS. Get free postage with something I'm going to tell you about. But maybe you're like, hey, I don't need a handout. I work hard. I play hard. I'll go to the post office and pay full price. This country's something.
Good on you, America.
Of course. We love Republicans.
Right. Then do that. Do that. Sign up with stamps.com today. Okay? Sign up with promo code KATG at stamps.com for a special offer. That includes a 4-week trial, free postage, a digital scale. Free postage, that's money. Digital scale, that's fun.
That's money.
No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, enter the code KATG.
Now, if you don't know what to do with a digital scale, come in our chat Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll tell you what to do with the digital scale. Don't worry about it. Also, going back real quick, Josh Siegel is writing, Dane Cook shouldn't date anyone who never used a modem to access AOL. Cayman is saying
he got famous from AOL.
From like MySpace, right?
From MySpace, excuse me, from MySpace. His wife doesn't know what MySpace is.
Oh my God.
He's got to explain it to her.
Cayman Gordon is saying Dane Cook shouldn't date anyone who never got up from the couch to change the TV channel. Josh Siegel again, Dane Cook shouldn't date anyone who is too young to subscribe to his podcast on an iPod.
Right.
Remember how many bricks we used to carry around? Just a big ass iPod, a big ass digital camera, a big ass flip phone.
Have you guys seen, by the way, speaking of looking at the past, Woodstock 99 on Netflix, a documentary. It's called Trainwreck.
Didn't see it yet. I'm so surprised that you're this into it. There must be scandal all over it.
There absolutely is. I remember I had the album Woodstock 94, I believe it was. And it just, you always heard of Woodstock, and I wasn't into necessarily that music, especially when I was young. But the idea was so fascinating to me. So this tells this. Yeah,
sorry, please. No, Casey's obsessed.
Into it?
No, he's. This is what our podcast is about. This is what we fight about. This is the main thing we fight about is our music taste. And he has watched I'm not like challenge him. He's watched every single music documentary on every single streaming I came in, he was watching something about Adam Lambert. I was like, do you like this? Like he has to watch every music documentary, and he's obsessed with that. He almost went to Woodstock 99, but he was so little, and his brother and sister were like, yeah, we'll take you. And he's like, I don't think this is safe, guys. And so he didn't go.
I would never say I don't think this is safe to me. But how old was he?
He was probably like 12 or 11, maybe. I would have been like, I'll go.
I'll get in your luggage. I don't care how we get in. I don't care.
This was Woodstock 99. He almost went
Woodstock 99. Yeah, his siblings I think went, and he was like, obviously we all saw it on MTV.
Right.
What happened? But yeah, please explain the doc.
About 250,000 people were there. All young, of course. All white, of course, for what that's worth. It's funny to me when I watch documentaries and the bad guy is on the documentary.
Yes. I love that.
Fairly recently, I saw 3 Identical Strangers, the documentary about three siblings, what do they call them? Triplets. And they were separated I'm like, it's not twins, but more. It's 3 twins, right? So,
behind the scenes shit, behind the scenes of Keith's brain.
That was such a good doc.
They take the 3 kids and they separate the families, and then they find the woman that separated these 3 kids to see how they were, it's Nazi type shit. And she gives her point of view, and I'm like, you're the bad guy. How don't you know? So they have, I'm going to tell you what happened, but they have these producers describing what happened. Like, how do you think this would be a cute story?
It's like when the Firefest guy got interviewed for the Fire Festival documentary.
You on my side, right?
Yeah. I mean, dude, bro, it's like I had all these fucking dudes hanging out. It's like, oh my God, you're worse than I thought.
Oh my God, check this out. Alyssa listening live. My parents saved the newspaper from the day I was born. The 3 Identical Strangers story was on the front cover.
Wow.
What? Oh, that's synchronicity, baby.
There's signs everywhere. We'll get to Alex Jones later.
Oh my God. I need to talk about him. Please continue.
Sure. So they're selling bottles of water for $12 at this festival. They took away your water and all your food before you got in. You couldn't bring in anything like the original Woodstock.
That's so strange to begin with, because it's you're gonna run out of water. No one brings enough water. You don't bring enough water for the entire day, let alone however long the fire festival is gonna be.
I was at a festival recently, and they, at the beginning of the day, they were like, you can't bring your own water bottles in. And then 3 hours in, they're like, yeah, you can bring your water bottles. They were like flashing it on the screens. We were like, oh my God.
The whole place is falling apart. It's all about money, obviously, this time around. And they don't have proper sanitation. They don't have proper security. These commodes are overflowing. People are thinking they're diving into mud. No exaggeration, they're diving into shit. The water that they did have ended up contaminated by this shit. somebody came in on day 3 and did studies on it, and they said they put it in like petri dishes. They have to do something overnight. They come in the next day and the whole place reeks. And
you're in trouble when your festival is being looked at through a petri dish.
For real, though. For real.
Festivals on their own could be petri dished, but now like we're officially coming in with that. Oh,
the scientists were called. It's fucked up.
Yeah, for your concert.
I remember this so vividly because my parents would never. MTV was extra or something like on our cable, and so I remember we got it in 1998. So I saw the rise of Brittney, every boy band, and I remember this like it was yesterday because I was
how
like
Courtney
obsessed.
Was made.
Exactly. I was like, who is this Destiny's Child at MTV Spring Break? And their Tommy Hilfiger.
Right. So there's not much security at this place. Things are going nuts. There's multiple rapes, and one of the producers on the show says, "Okay, well, I heard about there are 4 rapes." And he said, "But there's 250,000 people at least. That's the size of a small city, and that kind of thing is bound to happen." You said that. They didn't find your diary. You said that to a camera. It's like a small town and rapes happen. Holy shit. So it's close to day 3.
So when he goes to jail and everyone goes, yeah, you're in jail. Likely you're going to be raped. So looks like you're a statistic.
How are you dressed though?
Yeah. Those stripes look real good on you. Orange jumpsuit, that's in.
The guy, the main guy, he was also the one that started the original Woodstock. He died soon after the production of this show. So he doesn't have to deal with people hating him. But there are a couple producers that are alive that probably, hopefully, regret being part of this. So the kids there are getting all pissed off about the way they're treated. They're
literally
dying in the sun. Water again is $12. Right? They're waiting in shit. This is soon after Columbine, and on the 3rd day, while everybody's being upset how they're treated, they decided to hand out candles to everybody who was still there. Most people left by day 2. To candles but still a large amount of people. Handed out candles so it can be like, yeah, we're against, we're all for gun control. And make some kind of beautiful moment that'll make the papers. So they use those candles to start fires. So they're blowing up oil tanks. They're tearing down, scaffolding. Didn't they also down the whole border area?
Yeah, didn't they break down the whole border so that you don't even need a ticket? People just rushed the whole space.
Yeah, but that's day 3. So, yeah, you can get in for free, right?
I remember at the time. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say so now they have these candles. They're lighting fires. They're getting pissed off at the way they're being treated. And another thing that added insult to injury is they said after the big guest on day 3, Red Hot Chili Peppers, who, by the way, Red Hot Chili Peppers perform. Things are getting out of control and violent. The producers say, hey, go out there, Anthony Kiedis, and say something to these people. And he goes, what the fuck? They're not going to listen to me. They might, but he doesn't even try. He not only doesn't say anything to the crowd. I'm not blaming him necessarily.
It's not on him.
It's not on him. But he comes out and he plays Jimi Hendrix. Let me stand next to your fire. And he's lighting more fires.
But he's an artist. There are producers that should be talking. It's like you can't just have a moment here like, hey guys, the more you know. And this is my message. Don't do drugs. Oh, and by the way, stop lighting things on fire. Under the bridge, I got high and I did the drugs. Like, what?
That was really good. You sound good. Well, I remember specifically. She still got it. Baby.
COVID, missing diaphragm. She still got it.
I really remember at the time it all being like a comment on this generation. This generation couldn't be like us. We were peaceful. Right. We were like this. And it was like, bullshit. Fuck you. We've been fucked since the day we were born. Like we are never gonna own anything. Everything sucks. So yeah, we're gonna light shit on fire and throw shit at millionaires. What else do you want from us?
So they go, there's going to be a surprise guest after Red Hot Chili Peppers at the very end. And you hear people being interviewed at the time, and they're like, they're guessing it's going to be Michael Jackson. They're guessing it's going to be Prince. And I know this is above and beyond, but they had some pretty big acts there, as is. You know what the surprise was? A video of Jimi Hendrix the first time he was at Woodstock.
Stop it.
They tear this fucking place apart.
Oh my God. If only the technology was there for a Jimi Hendrix hologram, then everything would have been saved.
But with everything I said, here's something people might not realize, how even time got fucked up. I'm watching this documentary, and about 3/4 in, they start showing a clock on the screen, like 5:30 and 1 second. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, acting like you're really there. And they do that every so often. The very first time they show this clock, it goes from 2:41:39 to, 2:41 and 39 seconds. Then it's 2:42 and 40 seconds, 2:42 and 41 seconds.
That's drugs, baby.
I checked the internet. No one seemed to catch this but me.
I had to watch it a couple times with the video that you posted on Twitter and Reddit. I'm like, okay, Keith is showing me something's weird. Okay, let me watch this again, because it's not the font, which it could be with Keith. But and then
is
I
this
saw
the font
like,
you use for a clock? This is a letter font, not a number font. It was like if I was the producer of the movie, I'd been like, oh motherfucker. I would ask to fix it. Anyway, my point is, my opinions on shows and movies are easily worth 10 people's. No one's watching shit. Thank you.
We need him as a continuity on set at all times. You can make big bucks, baby.
No, for real. Like he catches all of it, and if you're watching TV with him, it doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, you're
nightmare.
Rewind. Did everybody catch that? No, they didn't. We're gonna sit here and rewind. It's like, I'll turn this fucking car around.
I kind of do love that, like when someone takes the pillows off 2 times in a row, or when the water goes up and down if they're at a restaurant.
Right. It bothers me, like Nathan Fielder's show, The Rehearsal. It's genius, but it's subtle, and it's about truth, and it's about tricks, but your water levels keep changing, and I'm like, that's important, Nathan.
Are we breaking up the footage?
Yeah, I figured out every plan and every way something can go. How about tea? How about where the fucking tea bag is, Nathan?
How about opaque glass, Nathan?
Right. Stop letting us see through shit. God damn it. I'm watching a whodunit, but the hands keep changing. I'm like, I guess who fucking knows? I'm supposed to watch for clues? Don't tell people to watch for clues.
Do you know the bar game? I bet, Keith, that you're excellent at this. The bar game where you match 2 pictures look exactly the same, but 5 things are different.
Yeah.
From one to the other. Yeah, that's.
I'm very good at that. I'm very good at that. It's a very designer eye thing. I'm like, can tell things that are wrong.
Oh, Keith, you're a designer.
You're a designer, Keith.
On my first album,
oriented.
On Coming of Age, Erotic Photo Hunt is a track, and it's about it's women, obviously. Dick's not erotic,
nice.
And you're seeing tits and vagina, but I'm like, wait a minute, is the sailboat have the same number of sails on the left or the right? I'm like, move tits, move, because you're not gonna drop 3 tits. Let me focus on the clouds.
It'd be pretty cool if you did, though.
It'd be awesome. It would be a lot cooler if you did. I'm reading about Lollapalooza happening now. An 18-year-old security guard was arrested at Lollapalooza over the weekend after she sent text and Facebook messages saying that there's a mass shooting at the event. She did it so that she can get off work early. Jenya Williams, a security guard hired for the weekend festival. Well, you don't hire security at 18. How about that?
18, you're old enough to date 45-year-old Dane Cook. You're ready to go.
Disgusting.
You know what you're doing? You're security, Courtney. You know what to do. You're a grown-ass adult.
Oh, my God. 18-year-old Courtney at working security. Right? That's a sketch. That's a sketch.
18-year-old me doing security would be this. I don't think they allow you to. Can you not? Can you? Just for safety, can you?
18-year-old Courtney, I'd be like, can you buy me beer or what?
I'm pretty. No, you're pretty. Come on in.
Here. Everyone famous is back here. It's really hot.
Take my laminate. I need it back in 5 minutes.
Bitch.
Go ahead.
No, the festival I went to, the one where they were like changing the water policy as they went, there was I went with a bunch of friends, and there was a false mass shooting there because people got in like a fight. It was the end of the night, been hot all day. There was people got in a fight right as some fireworks went off, like some pyrotechnics went off, and we were just standing watching. Who were we watching? I forget, but people just started running. Yeah, exactly. Well, people just started running and screaming towards us. So we all, of course, I had eaten mushrooms. I was at a festival, and bitch. We all just like, I was immediately sober. We all like grabbed each other and started running, but it was fucking false alarm. That day there was like 2 other mass shootings in big cities. Right. Like what else? What were we supposed to think that was like? Of course, you just assume the worst because the worst happens all the time.
And you're on mushrooms, so if you run for 3 miles, you think you just ran for 10 seconds.
I was like, whoa, it's hot. Are we at the hotel? Am I back in New York?
Am I Usain Bolt?
Also, that, when you started it, you're like, it's been hot all day, so people are agitated, so they started fighting. I'm like, that's some young people shit. It's hot all day. I'm going to sleep.
I'm going to sleep. Yeah. I will say it was like everyone on the bill. It was the Lovers and Friends Festival, so everyone on the bill was like from the early 2000s. So it was there was young kids, but it was mostly a 30s, 40s crowd. And leaving the festival, everyone was like, oh, my back. It was very like we were very in solidarity that like we hurt on the way out for sure.
Everyone's doing stretches. Like, have you tried this one?
Not enough seats here. I was like, we're finished.
Everybody's sitting on pillows.
Oh, big time. Big time.
She was charged, this woman, Janya, with a felony count of making a terroristic threat after sending the messages while she was on duty. She sent her supervisor, a text message during the festival that said, mass shooting at 4 p.m., location Lollapalooza. We have 150 targets. The FBI was called in.
Oh my God.
Later, Williams allegedly told her supervisor that her sister had alerted her to another mass shooting threat on Facebook and showed her a message that was actually a screenshot of a message that wasn't actually posted to the platform. So it was photoshopped. And the original text, of course, was from her phone that she tried to make sound like the news.
Just take a little bit of that energy and put it into protesting for gun control. Like, what are you doing, bitch? Like, what are you talking about? Like, call out. Say you have COVID. What are you even talking about?
There's so many ways to get out of work in 2022. Yeah.
I have my period. No one has a tampon. I have to shit. I have food poisoning. Like, just say anything. I've gotten out of work thousands of times, not once for a mass shooting.
He killed all his siblings.
They're all dead. They're all dead and in heaven. Never got punished. Yeah. I go one time. I go. My brother Mark died. That's why I didn't show up to work this morning. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Well, get some rest. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, but I'm scheduled for a double. I'm here for a tonight shift. Like, well, don't you want to take some time? No, I think it's better if I work.
Distract me. Me. Oh my!
I want to be in my own head tonight. Anyway, sorry, Mark. Rest in peace.
So fucked up.
But also, what a weird society, because growing up we had to ask for the pass for the bathroom, and we were scared, like, can I go to the bathroom? Right. I don't know, can you? Okay, may I go to the bathroom? Like, it's very, very strange, right? So we take advantage of those. So we have to carry your break to the bathroom, all this shit. We got to do that at Starbucks in New York also, just to use the bathroom. Fine. But when you become an adult, take the fucking day off. COVID has been only that as a blessing to you.
Absolutely.
It can come in, but nobody wants you coming in anymore. Yeah. By the way, COVID update from me. I tested negative yesterday. Okay. Finally.
Congratulations.
However, Xerxes is now testing positive.
No.
So the last couple weeks, one of us has been testing positive. We both feel a lot better. Bike rides have been had. So I think we're on our way out with it.
Do you know at one point, I'm happy to hear that. You know, at one point, Casey tested positive. I never tested positive, and I felt like I had to go around and keep being like, I swear we kiss. Like, I swear we're fine.
We're healthy.
We're healthy. We're still married.
It has not been comfortable kissing, to be honest. Like you can't get, because I'll get like too near him, and I'm like, okay. 3, 2. It's so
you've had the cough bad.
I've had it, and he's been sick too. So even though he tested negative, I think the test just didn't pick up on the kind of COVID that he had or something, because he was definitely on his ass. And it sucks when both of you are sick because somebody has to get me soup.
Right. Someone take care of me.
Oh, you got to do the dishes while you're sick. You got to like figure out food while you're sick. You got to do all the things. I had to reorder tissues. I'm sick. I shouldn't have to reorder tissues. Thinking ahead.
Yeah, I've done that. I'm like, oh, I'm sick and I feel like shit. And then whoever I'm dating might go, yeah, me too. I'm like, fuck off.
Fuck off. I said it first.
Yeah.
You bitch.
I had a terrible day. Me too. Die.
My thing's worse. Oh, that's Casey and I's thing. We're like, okay, who's more depressed? Who gets it? Who's got to walk the dog?
So this woman appeared in court. The security guard, 18, bond is set at $50,000. Did you see Brittney Griner?
Did she call in?
Oh my God.
To the court to say that there was a mass shooter to try to get out of court?
She left.
I don't know if it's smart one time.
Wait, do you know that one time this girl in my high school, instead of pulling the fire alarm to get out of a test, she straight up set the trash can on fire. We were like, bitch, now you're gonna have to go to juvie. What are you doing?
No.
It was for a Spanish test, and she was Ecuadorian. We were like, no, you have to just fail it. Now you're like in trouble.
Those past participles. I'm like, how many things are with the past? Come on. Future past. What are we talking about here? Brittney Griner, the basketball player that was arrested in Russia for having 0.01 grams of cannabis oil. She pled guilty, and at the some time ago we were thinking like, she pled guilty in Russia, but supposedly people were saying that's okay. It just means I respect your laws. I did have but the intent was not there. I didn't know it was illegal to have this on me. She was just sentenced to 9 years in prison.
Fucked up.
Oh my God.
So I just saw that before we started recording.
Oh my God. In Russia?
In Russia. In Russia. One in America, she just has to promise she's working hard. She was fined 1 million rubles. Holy shit, can you afford that? Oh, I see. With $16,000, you afford that. Okay, no problem. That's how they tell their people they're doing just fine. You guys are millionaires.
Millionaire. Wait, but isn't there something where like they can negotiate to have her like bring her back here or something, so she might not have to serve the whole 9 years? But clearly no one's done shit.
Here's the thing, and that's a lot. Even if you're in Russia, that's a bigger punishment than you would normally get. What we're believing they're trying to do is exchange for a far worse criminal. For example, there's a Russian arms dealer that we've been after for about 20 years, and we have him now. This guy's big bad news, and so they're like. You give us him, we'll give you a women's basketball player. And they're like, women's basketball player? And then they're like, okay, 9 years. Well, you got to give us more than that. And they're like, no, I read People magazine. You guys love this one.
Love her, yeah. Oh my God.
So if I was a loved one of Brittney Griner, this would be good news to me, I would think. Like you're making it a bigger deal so it becomes a bigger deal. That's what I would think.
Right.
But, who knows? She was there because she was playing for Russia, of all things. Now, don't ask me why. Who fucking knows? That's worth it.
Well, Alyssa is saying, maybe we could pay professional women athletes enough so that they don't need to play in Russia.
My God, Alyssa, you're so smart. What a good fucking idea.
And Alyssa, start watching women's basketball. But anyway.
You fucking asshole. To be fair, I watch no basketball, okay?
Yeah, of course it's ridiculous and way too much. But I'm telling you, I go to Russia, you wouldn't find a weed stem in my pocket. In fact, if I was flying over Russia on an airplane, I wouldn't kiss my girlfriend if I didn't know the rules. Like if we landed in Russia, I would look at a couple kissing and be like, "Are you guys married?" And they'd be like, "No." And I'd go, "Nice." I wouldn't be the first one to guess what your fucking laws are.
To be fair, though, I mean, how old is Brittney Griner? She's younger, right?
I'm not sure.
Because anyone who grew up in the 80s, though, has been trained since birth to be scared of Russia. Like every single movie that came out when I was a kid was all about how evil they were. Maybe the youth don't know.
31,
you think the youth think that Russia is welcoming and
they're
chill?
Really cool.
I don't.
Really cool.
If there's a movie with American Russia, you're like, how do they work together? That never happened.
There's never been one good guy Russian in any of our movies.
No.
It's great. It's like you're either an Arab bad guy or you're a Russian bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What can I say? Kim Kardashian, where are you when we need you? Where's Steven Seagal going? Hey, let me talk to my buddy.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh wait, who else went up? Was it just Steven Seagal? Oh no, I'm thinking of Dennis Rodman went to North Korea.
Right. We got the geniuses.
We got them everywhere.
But they're done.
But also, what about
they're off for the summer?
What about all those golfers that just went and are working
in Saudi Arabia?
Saudi
Arabia.
Yeah, for millions of dollars. They get paid millions here already. So it was still money motivated, but it's
you know who
massive.
else the dude does that? The WWE. They do that. They do Saudi Arabia matches and stuff. They're worth billions of dollars.
Yeah, they also rape though, you know.
Oh yeah, so that's cool. Good for them.
That's Saudi money.
Alex Jones, let's get to this. He has to pay $4.1 million in compensatory damages to the parents of a 6-year-old boy. There'll be other trials.
Not
of a
enough.
6-year-old boy who was one of the 21st graders slaughtered in the 2012 Sandy Hook school massacre. Of course, Alex Jones has said for such a long time, this never happened. The crisis actors are what you see on TV. These kids and their parents are fake. People end up shooting at the parents' houses without exaggeration. All kinds of death threats. It's a horrible, horrible life for these parents. He deliberately knew this and wouldn't stop.
I hate this man. I hate this man so much. I love conspiracy theories. I think they're so fun and stupid. And I've always loved that weird shit, but he has ruined it for everything. Wait, it used to be fun and quirky and like, I don't know, stupid and very obviously, and now he's gotten people so deep. It's so fucked up. He brainwashes people. It's so fucked up. Did you see the trial? There's footage from the trial that came out. I think like the New York Times might have posted it today. But basically they're saying like he's just blatantly lying constantly the entire time. And he never wants to admit that what he said on his show was fake. But at this point, his followers don't care. But he is very Trump of him. But
I gotta say that to the bullshit media so they don't arrest me, so I can keep telling you the truth.
Like, grow the fuck up. It's so embarrassing. But he said they were like the prosecutor was like, did you post the judge for this trial? Did you post a video of her on fire? And he's like, no. And then it like cuts to his Instagram and it's like a picture of her like with flames underneath. I'm like, you're insane. The actual judge in this trial. Like he just is such a fucking liar. He's such a piece of shit. And he's so rich. So rich from this. So unbelievably rich.
Sean in the chat is saying the economist Alex Jones, his company worth up to $270 million, posted today.
He was making that at some point. He says Infowars is broke and paying off people would kill them, but he just takes the money out of the company. He makes $800,000 a day, is what they found out from his phone records. And when I say phone records, it is funny when the lawyers of the parents, when they catch you in a lie and they just string you along so you make it worse. For example, like you said, did you post a picture of the judge being on fire? Like, what's so specific? But anyway, he goes, no. He goes,
no.
Okay, interesting. Here's a picture. Is that the judge on fire? Yes. Okay. So then he goes, so I said, look at your phone, look at your texts, and send us anything, anytime you talked about Sandy Hook in private. We have to see everything. Yeah, I looked. I didn't see anything. Okay, so there's nothing, right? He asked him like 3 times.
Great impression, by the way.
On your phone. Thank you very much. And he keeps acting like he has GERD, like he has acid reflux.
Yeah, he's
like, 1 second. I'm trying to think. Oh, shit, I did have the picture.
Oh, my God.
So he goes, But so you didn't find any, you didn't have any texts on your phone? No, I didn't. Okay. Are these the texts on your phone? Yes, shit, they are. Okay.
Literally, though.
Do you know how I got them? I don't think I'm supposed to say no. I'll just stare at you. Okay, I got them because your lawyer made a mistake and sent me everything on your phone.
True. That happened.
Fuck me then.
And they were like, do you know what perjury is? He's like, yes. It's like insane.
I remember not getting hired once at a waiter position, and on the way out, I took all their menus and I threw it in the garbage, and they stopped me and they go, did you throw our menus in the garbage? And I go, no. And they go, we have you on camera that you did. And I'm like, well, if you have me on camera, then I did. What are we talking about here? You know, that's what Alex is dealing with.
Do you think his lawyer did it on no, because he doesn't want to be embarrassed like that.
Okay, I was going to ask this question once you brought him up, because they said I hadn't read enough about it, but they basically said, like, he said, when I told your lawyers that they did that, they did nothing to protect you. So in a way, I'm like, oh, are his lawyers, like, I don't know, against him in a way for the good of what's good in the universe?
It's more likely that they're neglectful, because if you wanted to fuck him over, you know how to do it without fucking yourself over, because now I just see you as a bad lawyer. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's like, we've seen movies, an envelope lands in a place and it doesn't have an address. The door gets knocked and someone leaves through the fire escape, and it's not even that complicated, but
save it for silent trailers.
But you can't ever admit it. Like, if he really is Kevin Bacon's lawyer in Sleepers, he has to keep that a secret for the rest of his life, right?
The chat is saying he coughed through his testimony and then did a multi-hour radio show without any coughing. He was faking that too.
Yeah, you can't really think when you cough, though. You know what I mean? It's like,
and Josh, I think, is a lawyer.
Being like, stop being in my own head, right? Just, you know, you can't think that way.
Josh, I think, is a lawyer and saying his lawyers are incompetent. So lawyer knows lawyer, maybe?
You're telling me someone who chooses to represent Alex Jones is incompetent. Oh, boy. What is the world coming to?
Lawyers for the Sandy Hook victims had requested $150 million for defamation. You know what? Why not? I guess you got to save money for the other families.
$4 million is not enough.
I think everyone has said, from whatever tragedy, the worst thing is to lose a child.
Without any
no one's arguing that. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Alex Jones' lawyer said, you're saying $150 million? We say $8, $1 for each of the compensation charges. A penny would be ridiculous.
Okay.
He says it's his First Amendment rights. Jones admitted for the first time that the mass shooting was, in fact, 100% real. When he testified on the stand, he also conceded during the testimony that it was, quote, absolutely irresponsible to falsely claim the massacre was staged as a means to push gun control. The parents testified about the ongoing traumas, including gunshots fired at the home, threatening phone calls, online messages, and harassment from strangers on the street. Let's see. Okay. A separate shorter trial during which punitive damages will be discussed is now expected. Punitive damages are awarded when the court finds the defendant's behavior to be especially offensive. And like Courtney's saying, this judge is not a fan. She lets the jury go, but it's still being recorded. And she says, this isn't your show. First of all, stop hawking your fucking pills on this show.
Oh, my God, the pills. The pills.
Secondly, you are under oath. You have to quit lying. We keep showing that you are lying. Okay, so I have to tell you. I've been in court before on both sides, and everything gets shut down in 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah, on both sides, by the way. Yeah, ladies, I'm cool.
Keith is not a lawyer, so both sides thing. And Chris is saying Alex Jones out here copying Keith's Daredevil voice.
That's right. Somebody has a penny in their pocket. I can smell it. The judge ruled in October that Jones was legally responsible for inflicting emotional damage. Let's see. Speech is free, but lies you have to pay for, said the Sandy Hook family attorneys.
You're damn fucking right. At the very least, can you imagine going through something so horrific, something that no one deserves to go through, something so horrible, and then having a chunk of the country be like, didn't happen. You don't deserve anything. This didn't happen. You made it up. Right. You made up losing a fucking elementary school, a kindergartner.
And I made up the funeral home
by Christmas. Exactly.
And,
you can't Christmas. You can't even make it up if you wanted to. I don't know. Lost my 8-year-old.
Yeah,
well, we're gonna have to follow up on that.
Yeah,
sweetheart.
Exactly. What the
we got
fuck?
some documents that say you have to take care of that and follow exactly where that 8-year-old is for quite some time.
Oh my God, what a piece of shit! But seriously, buy his pills and tactical gear. I'm sure they'll really help you out.
Sustainable food. Jones was asked whether he had connected the judge overseeing the trial to. Oh, okay. So another thing Alex Jones did on his show was connect the judge to pedophilia and human trafficking. He denied it. So then the lawyers played it. And he said, it's like, okay, that's me then.
It's insane. It's insane. It's like if someone put me on trial and we're like, have you ever talked about being a drunk slut? And then it's like, I'm like, no. And it's like literally hours of it's mostly this show. I'm like, oh, it is me.
Now I see.
Are you married to Casey James? So like,
I've never heard of him.
Casey's a girl name.
Now here's something I'm not seeing people really talk about. Maybe Jason in the chat room, the lawyer, can tell me if there's been a follow-up. This is almost as egregious as watching the time change fucked up on that Netflix show. NBC reported that in that phone, where all the information was sent to the other lawyer, was also child porn.
Stop it. Well,
is this where's the why isn't that
that's
trending
weird
number one?
Incel shit.
Wait. So the thing he accuses every single person of, he's doing.
Lawyers representing, again, this is NBC. Lawyers representing families of Sandy Hook massacre victims who are suing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones said they received child porn and documents they were sent by the Infowars founder, according to court papers. Consultants working with the lawyers discovered the images in the documents that were requested during a court hearing in April. A lawyer representing the families immediately contacted the FBI. The FBI advised counsel that its review located numerous additional illegal images, which had apparently been sent to Infowars' email address. During a segment on Infowars last week, Jones's lawyer, Norm, said that FBI cleared Jones after an inquiry found there was no suggestion that anyone here wanted that material. So is he so big that people were sending porn just to fuck with him? Is that what this news is? I'm still surprised it's not bigger news.
Seriously, though.
Right. And wow. On his phone. I don't know. They're saying in the chat, his lawyers should have prepared him how to testify better. He might not be able to be advised by his lawyers, but it sure seems like they didn't even try.
Any suggestion that
he wouldn't take it.
His lawyer said any suggestion that anyone at Infowars knew child porn was embedded in emails is risible. So I had to look that up. That means to provoke laughter. Let me tell you something. I'm 48 years old. I've seen a couple of these things in the news. Anytime the lawyer goes, it's laughable to say my client raped somebody. They did it. They always did it because there's nothing laughable about it.
I wouldn't laugh if that somebody accused me of that. That's not funny at all.
No.
And by the way, is that how RZA from Wu-Tang got his name?
Oh, love that. I love that.
Yeah. Also, maybe this is why he's accusing everybody else. He knows they have his phone and they're like, so he's like, why are you looking at child porn?
Yeah, exactly. That's like when someone's like, is like, no, you're an alcoholic. You know, you're like, oh, that person's an alcoholic. You know,
Courtney, have you heard some? No. Have you been telling everybody they're alcoholics?
Did anyone say anything? Who said something?
Alex Jones had trans porn pop up on his phone. Cameras caught it. And so somebody called into his radio show and said, hey, you know, they didn't spell this out, but you're very anti-trans person. Extreme. So what's with trans porn popping up on your phone and somebody saw it?
Take a look.
And also, what about the trans porn on your phone, Alex? Are you ever going to talk about that?
Say that again.
Trans porn.
I'm thinking. I can't keep coughing. Let me think. Say that again. I have no idea where this is going to go. I'm turning into Kermit. I'm just trying to stall.
On your phone? That's all they keep talking about. And
You know, I saw a couple news articles about that. It's ridiculous. I was like looking up some reporter we're trying to hire today and punched in some number, and it popped up porn on my phone. Everybody's had porn pop up on their phones hundreds of times. So I'm sitting there with
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I love
Nope.
porn. Never had it pop up on my
Ever.
phone, and I don't use those tricky websites so that they don't know where you're. I want them to know what I like.
Yeah. Keep it coming. Keep
Still
it coming.
Never
Literally.
had porn pop up on my phone.
Ever.
Never mind niche porn.
Ever.
So, Courtney Reed in the chat is saying he never deleted the porn. That's interesting. If somebody emailed me child porn, I would report it. I'm not just accepting child. I would
Right.
report that person. That's very scary. You can't just send me child porn. I'm going to call.
Right.
cops.
Exactly. Absolutely.
also,
Absolutely.
what about the trans porn on your phone, Alex? Or you were going to talk about that?
say that again.
Trans porn on your phone?
Now, does he have an earpiece? And he's like, oh, one more time.
Say that again. Say that again. To be fair,
What's that?
I've been doing that the whole time, right? Say that again. I couldn't hear you too. Say it
Say
again.
that
These
again.
these big headphones. I can't hear.
I'm waiting
Say
for
that again.
Cyrano to tell me the next line. Hold on.
Right.
Repeat yourself.
Talking about. And
You know, I saw a couple news articles about that. It's ridiculous. I was like looking up some reporter we're trying to hire today and punched in some number, and it popped up porn on my phone. Everybody's had porn pop up on their phones hundreds of times. So I'm sitting there with a phone on air showing it to everybody because I couldn't get a URL up in the studio. And then like something pops up and like, oh my God. And I looked at it. Wasn't the news blurted out because there was nothing there. They blurred it to then say something was there. Then you went to it was some porn menu. I probably had porn menus pop up 500 times on my phone. So I appreciate your call. I mean,
Appreciate it. I fucking love it.
Your phone has a virus, Alex. 500 times. 500 times. Okay.
it's insane, ladies and gentlemen. There's two types of people. People that look at porn and people
Ladies
that lie
and
about
gentlemen.
it. But
Right. Now check this out.
it's insane, ladies and gentlemen. There's two types of people. People that look at porn and people that lie about it. But I wasn't looking at porn on my phone.
Okay.
I don't take phones on air that I look at porn on. And so I saw all that. I didn't respond to it. I mean, if I respond to half the attacks on me, it'll absolutely ridiculous. But I'll say
So
this.
you're the second
Amazon
person?
ads-
You're the second kind of person, the one who lies about it.
Who
You're
lies about it? Exactly. And did you say phones plural? Where are the other phones at, Alex? Did you check those for talking about Sandy Hook?
And then he touches his face in a way that tells the studio to play the end music. We're going to another fucking pill commercial.
He's like,
absolutely ridiculous. But I'll say this. The Amazon ads, the Viagra ads, the weird non-plastic bag ads are taking my iPhone over. iPhones didn't used to be that bad like Android.
That's true, but here we are. Here
I'm
we
sorry,
Yeah.
what plastic bags?
are.
What?
Don't get me started. Anyway, Alpha Brain Part 2. It's even better than Alpha Brain. It's from China, so you don't have to worry about the FDA. Comes right through me, right to your house.
did you hear that story? He got pulled over for drunk driving. He went out to get ice cream or something, hammered drunk when he got in a huge fight with his wife. Did you ever hear about that story?
No, I don't think
Look
so.
it up. Look
Move
it up.
to the
He's-
walking city. Come on.
That's what I'm
Pay your
talking
rent.
about. You want me
Stay
to be like
safe.
Alex Jones? I gotta stay in New York.
He says, I tried to take back Sandy Hook. They won't let me take it back. I'm typecast as someone that runs around talking about Sandy Hook, makes money off Sandy Hook, like I'm obsessed with Sandy Hook. You are.
You are. You are.
This is him talking about how he's being treated worse than the Nazis did in Nuremberg.
It's absolutely horrifying. This is a witch hunt. This is a show trial. This will go down in history as one of the greatest show trials ever to happen, not just here, but even in places like Nazi Germany. I mean, even in Nazi Germany, they let you basically be innocent or proven guilty. They would then just rig parts of the trial. Here, she says, I'm guilty until proven guilty. Guilty until proven guiltier.
By the way, I think he just said they rigged it against the Nazis, but okay.
Not-
Yeah.
not
Did you
guilty
hear the
until proven innocent.
gasps? Everyone's like, oh, so, okay. The murmurs, did you hear it?
Right.
People are like,
Guilty until proven guiltier. Not guilty until proven innocent, like Nazi Germany.
like Nazi Germany. Wow. Yeah, you know how hard the Nazis had it, you guys. Then we can all agree on that, right?
They had it. We admit they're bad. They just had it easier. I also see here Kevin Spacey has to pay nearly $30 million in damages to the owners of Netflix's House of Cards for breaching his contract by sexually harassing young crew members. So he's got a whole bunch of shit going on. This is just one thing. $30 million. Put it in every contract. If you fuck with people here, you have to give us $30 million. Done. You have
How
to
much
sign
money
it.
does he have?
Right. That House of Cards went on for a while.
Yeah. He's also in like fucking animated movies and shit.
Right.
Oh, God.
What's his name again?
Kevin Spacey.
I wish I was you. I wish I didn't know who Kevin Spacey was.
By the way, that's how good Silent Trailers is. Who? House of Cards, Chemda. What?
One of the biggest movie stars of the 90s and early 2000s? I don't know that.
For the record, I actually do know who this guy is, but I have to. I always forget people's names. But he's, according to Google, 75 million he's worth. That's his net. I mean, you know.
Wait, can you do me a favor? Can you look up how much I'm worth? Can you search Courtney Maginnis net worth?
Sure.
Oh my God, I'm really curious.
He harassed young crew members in a pattern of sexual predatory behavior. He's 63 years old.
Oh God, just go away. Right. Give all your money.
I can help you out, Chemda. Courtney has Chase. Check that.
Okay, my account is 10. Does it say? Am I not famous enough? Because I need to fix that.
There's another Courtney Maginnis who received $18,418 in grant money.
Okay.
So, you know, just let someone know. Maybe it was given to the wrong person.
I think there has been a mistake. Excuse me.
I'm not mad. Just I'd really like to work on my project.
Yeah, what was it again? I can't.
And could you send my initial grant request back just so I have a copy from my mom? Thank you.
Tax purposes, you get it.
Speaking of Nazis, Adolf Hitler's watch, a watch he had that he got for his 44th birthday, 44th, auctioned off. It has his initials and a swastika on it. $1.1 million.
Follow that person home. What is that?
What the fuck?
You check on that person like you get checked on if you're adopting a sick dog.
Yeah, it was just Alex Jones.
Right. You know, I had a guy, I had a landlord. He had General Grant's sword in his house. And I'm like, I can be late on rent, right? Jesus. I don't know what any of this means, but I think it equals I'll pay you on the 12th. But anyway, I went, that's interesting. But if you showed me Hitler's watch, would I go, you don't say. Tell me more.
Like what? Does someone have a someone have a Hitler memorabilia room? What are you doing?
You give it to a museum. You give it to a museum. You stick it with a whole bunch of other Nazi shit, and you put it right next to the Jewish kids' shoes.
And then everyone can come by and give it. That's the only place in the museum you can give middle fingers up. Totally.
You know what?
legal.
I picture I'm not the person who's going to end up sitting across the person with that watch. One of you two will, because
wait a second.
Because he's going to take some guesses. And a lot of times when you look like you two, the guesses are wrong. Like, for example, when Keith, you worked in restaurants, people would look at your face and go, here's a black joke. Right?
Yeah.
Here's an Arab joke. Like you get into a cab and they go, how about those kinds of people? You look at your two faces, you guys get all the jokes.
First of all, thanks for noticing.
Yes,
thank you for noticing.
I have Hasidic Jews would tell me black jokes. I mean, my boss, the rabbi that went through the lettuce for inconsistencies, you know, is like, hey, you ever hear this one? And I'm like,
my downstairs neighbor cornered me outside and just told me all the different ethnicities that have moved in and out of this neighborhood over the year. And I just had to sit there and be like, okay, really need to walk my dog now. Thank you for living below me.
It's your tone that it doesn't just sound like facts.
It's not like a positive of the diversity of the neighborhood. It's not that. No.
The watch featured 3 dates: Hitler's birthday, the day he became Chancellor of Germany, and the day the Nazi Party won the national election in March of 1933. Wow. Fascinating.
Honey,
look at this.
Can
I put it on for a second?
That's so fucked up. I thought you were saying that person would find us because like we go to meetings or something. I was like, what do you think about us?
You want to start talking? Now's the time. But
just because I have blonde hair and blue eyes.
Listen, they're not moving the rope for me. They're opening the velvet rope for your ass with these watches.
But still, that is sweet of you to say.
Thank you. Thank
I
you
see
so
what
much.
I see.
Speaking of movies, I see that Jake Gyllenhaal will step in for the late Patrick Swayze in a remake of Roadhouse.
Oh my God, really?
Wait, who?
Let me tell you something. Courtney's got to get up to take a piss, and she just ran back. Wait, what?
Wait, what, Roadhouse? I fucking love Roadhouse. You know, that's how we kicked off our pandemic, was watching Roadhouse.
I just rewatched it
The lockdown.
recently.
It's so
bananas.
Good. Okay, I was going to get upset, but also Jake Gyllenhaal is small, and so is Patrick Swayze, and that's part of the charm of the movie.
Right.
Oh, who's gonna play the older guy? That's important too. Who's gonna play? I never understood
Harry Styles.
I wanna play the polar bear that comes crashing down on the guy. Hold on one second.
I like that I said Harry Styles will play the old guy, and Chemda goes, I don't know who that is. A story about a stubborn bouncer who won't buy a new car. This story needs to be told for old generations. There is something about that movie that just worked out.
Yes.
The time it was,
Yep.
the nostalgia that it that holds over. It's perfect just the way it happened, and it can't be explained.
I don't know how.
Gyllenhaal.
I don't know how. Oh, I don't know which scene. And I recently watched it again and the whole time you're just going, oh, 80s. But I don't even know which scene could be recreated. Maybe the sex scene. And I don't understand the love interest, and that always bothered me. I'm like, this is the most sexless, aside from what's his face, Tom Cruise, and the other one in that sex movie where I thought they were the most sexless. Yes, that was the
Eyes
most
wide
sexless.
shut. Eyes wide shut.
I was like, am I supposed to be turned on now? With that, they like played slow music, and he put her up against the wall, and I'm like, I love up against the wall scenes. This is doing nothing for me. Nothing. She's a weird color pink. I'm uncomfortable, and I don't feel it.
I'm like, hey. Some of us are pink, okay? But I also agree with everything you're saying. I caught the tail end of it. I think that they have to just have a new plot. It can't be, they have to like totally twist it or making something different, because you can't recreate magic like that. You just got to move it on, and the premise can stay the same, but it's got to be something new.
But that's pretty much it. Yeah.
But you call it Roadhouse. That's a thing.
Yeah. Exactly. You can have a small bouncer doing things, but that's where the whole thing ends.
That's where it ends. It's got to be something new, because the band, all of it, the fight, it's just all it's so good.
The band so fucking much.
So great.
But yeah.
I always thought of making a movie, Taxi Driver Part 2, just so everybody's up in arms. But I don't think people would find it ironic nowadays.
No.
Right?
No. It'd be like Taxi Driver 2, Too Hot to Handle, or something like that.
With all
something
twos.
with all twos.
But I am going to watch this. I apologize to everyone. Not in the movie theaters because I can't make it. Oh, by the way, we saw that Bob's Burger was available. Do things transfer from movie theater to my TV that quickly? Anyway,
I think so.
Yeah, we got to see Bob's Burgers already right in our own living room. I am very happy for all those actors. What else do you got, Keith?
Yeah, they're sweet, right? It's a sweet family.
It's so sweet. I love everybody in there. It's so nice. Oh, boy. Linda, that's great.
Linda. Wait, Keith, have you seen Nope yet?
No, I did not.
Oh, baby, that
you
is.
Liked it?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
It's about aliens, I understand. What's the hidden message? There's always an underlying message. What is it?
Like, why are we deep for watching? Is that what you're asking? Okay.
It's like there's a couple, but I think the main one I took away was like everyone kind of wants to be famous, kind of celebrity, weird.
Okay.
Everyone wants to be on in a show, like on display type of
Ain't
thing.
that's the truth? Ain't that the truth?
That Jordan Peele, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, check out my new movie, Taxi Driver 2. I am talking to you.
Who is photoshopping? Who is photoshopping that tonight? I need to retweet that tonight.
Courtney Maginnis, you want to follow online. What's the best way and what should people know, Courtney?
Oh, at Court Maginnis on all social media, CourtneyMaginnis.com. If you're nasty, please check out me and Casey's new pod. Maybe we can come on and fight about music with you guys sometime
Of course.
soon.
What's it called? Name it.
It's called I Love You, but your music sucks. And the aesthetic it's really fun. And yeah, we'll hope to be launching like probably September, sometime in the fall. So it'll be great. I'm really excited. I love fighting with Casey more than anything in the whole world. And you know what? To be honest, we're really good at it. So,
it's a dream to watch. Usually when you watch couples fight, it's like, ooh, should I walk away here? It's like, can I have popcorn?
Yeah,
love it.
Exactly.
I mean, and by popcorn, I mean champagne or something.
Of course. You got to be able to toss a glass in someone's face. So anyway, you get the vibe. But yeah, people have been begging for a straight white couple to fight in a podcast. So here it is. It's coming.
For the other two to live, I don't want to say it's a weight issue, but it is. One of these people has to jump out off the boat, okay? Or all three of these people will die.
Okay.
Who jumps to their death to save the other two?
Oh, no.
Beyonce, Miley Cyrus, Britney Spears.
Miley. I'm sorry, Miley. You've been rich since the day you were born. God bless you. You had a really good run. I love you. You're so cute. You're so talented. But like you're younger than me, and I don't like that.
Right. And Britney's changing the game on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, I know you like watermelon too, but look at those tits. You still got them.
I still love her. She looks so good, first of all. So happy. The marriage. I mean, please tell me you saw all those queens at her wedding. You saw her dumbass fucking ex-husband storm in like he stormed the Capitol. I mean, the Britney Spears content is top notch, top tier. Never get enough. She's my queen. I fucking love you, Britney. Free Britney forever and always. And Beyonce, if you don't stream Renaissance, you are homophobic. Okay, I'm saying it here, and it's true.
Can I tell you what I picture this new podcast? Courtney goes on about Beyonce's album. Casey's literally sleeping. Casey goes on about, you know, Adam Lambert was actually nervous he wasn't good enough for Queen. And Courtney takes a piss. This is going to be a very exciting podcast.
This is what it is, kind of. But it's more being like, well, I'm not Adam Lambert, but, you know, I don't know, fucking Bob Dylan's band. I don't know. I don't give a shit. Like, I really don't. And I'm sure they're talented at playing guitar. I don't care. Okay? I don't care.
Are you going to have
Where
guests?
is the choreography? For now, no, we want to do guests on the Patreon, which will be a lot of fun. So do guests on the Patreon. They can have their 2 cents in, but the real meat and potatoes, yeah. But keep it tight because I got a lot of things to say.
I didn't have a podcast to hear their opinion. I have the podcast.
La 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 la.
Oh, you hear music too. Fascinating shit.
Fascinating. Shut the fuck up. What are you here to plug?
Courtney, thank you so much. So good to see you again.
Guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you. I hope Xerxes feels better.
What a way to end a week. Courtney, just, you know, hop on around, like, use this, who cares? Hop on around like 4-ish every Friday. Just like yell a bunch of shit for a minute. We'll record you.
And pop out. That sounds great. We could call it Court's Corner. What do we think? What do we think? We're shopping. Huh?
It's court time.
I need a gavel. A gavel.
Yes.
Court's Court. Boom,
And
boom,
a weird wig. Absolutely.
Oh, I would love that.
We're going to work on this, you guys.
I love you guys so much. I love you guys.
I need a nap. Have a great weekend. Bye.
KeithAndTheGirl.com